All right, guys, Mike Lamb here to talk about the gun company Glock and Glock accessories. So the gun company has got a custom Glock, and you're like, wow, a custom Glock, that's so new and innovative. All right, this one's a little bit different. It's not all Liberace'd out. It's really function driven, so a lot of form over function. I don't think much was sacrificed on the form of this at all. So I'm going to tell you about what it's got and the purposes therein. So we've got an added grip. This isn't stippling. Stippling wears down over time. It compromises the integrity of the frame. This is actually an add-on, another texture that's proprietary that the gun company uses. So this actually strengthens up the frame a little bit. The cuts that are on here, okay, these are to index, so those gross motor skills of cavemaning the gun, or even when I'm coming under here to do a press check, different items like that, I'm able to do so easily and effectively, all right? So we're going to start from the top down. Let's talk about the sights that are on here. So the sights that are on here, more of an old school traditional gunfighter sight. We got that bright brass bead, which presents very well and is a very high contrast, so it soaks up a lot of light, really drawing the eye to that front sight to make sure you get those first round hits. Second, third, fourth, however many times. So what's cool about that sight is it's very high contrast. I know a lot of people are running fibers out there, night sights. Nothing picks up as fast as this, I guarantee it. Okay? This is a bigger sight. Why? Because it's a higher contrast, so your eye can see it faster in a stress situation. Some people think the dot's a little too big. This is the same width as a factory Glock sight. The opening in the back here of the shoe on the rear sight is the same width as a factory Glock sight. So if you perceive this to be larger than what it is, it's an optical illusion. These are going off of Glock's recommendations, okay? We're not trying to change the math on a proven system of what we know works. Back here we got a wide opening in the shoe to suck in more light to create a higher contrast point in the back. Right here, the front slope of this is raked forward as such. So if I've got to do one-handed manipulations, so if I'm racking this off of my holster, my waistband, right here, I'm able to do all that. It grabs well. It's not going to slip all over the place. It still locks to the rear just fine when I do that. All right, back here, this is rounded off. So if I'm doing an appendix carry down here, I'm not cutting up my shirt, I'm not cutting up my midsection with my sharp rear sights. And I know there's a lot of aftermarket rear sights out there that are very sharp, and that's a point of contention with folks. So we fixed that. So you got high contrast sights that are purpose driven, so you get on target faster, but it has the added advantage of being comfortable. So while you're wearing it, it's not going to be inconvenienced, and you're not going to say, hey, I don't want to carry my gun today. All right? Moving on down the line, let's talk about the trigger. This trigger is just really the trigger shoe itself and the trigger shoe safety. All right, there's no polish like we hooked it up to the magic Dremel machine of nonsense like everything on YouTube is with, I'm a gunsmith and I did a trigger job on my Glock. It's a factory Glock trigger, but the shoe and the Glock safety has been replaced by ours. Now, when we designed this, we made this wider, and we made the safety shoe wider, so smaller framed individuals that have smaller hands, you know, it's easier for them. If they can only get their finger out so much, they can still break that and engage the safety to depress that trigger. So it's function driven in that. Two, it's wide enough. It's not a flat face trigger, so when you run a high and hard cadence of fire and you're really running that gun, your finger is naturally cradled there. It's not that flat face where your finger starts sliding around, or it's not consistent. Hey, we want consistency because we know consistency is accuracy. So running right here, all right? So maybe I lied a little bit. This does have a little bit of Liberace in it. We got this brass mag catch right here. All right, so the mag catch we got, it's smooth, but it's got a nice heavy balance to it. So it offsets the reciprocation right here. We got some brass here, added mass. We got brass back here. I'll show you in a second. Right here, to add a bit of extra mass, to really make this a nice even press as it's coming back and forth. It helps really take out and edge off that inertia when it's slapping backward and forward. So as it's moving like that, it's nice and easy. You can go through, have a nice pulse on the gun, so you can stay on target a little bit easier because of that mass back here. Now let's talk about this magwell. All right, so we have the magwell where it's got everything it needs right here to give us a little bit of added surface area to get in there and load the gun faster. So I can come in, boom, nice and smooth. I've got cutaways right here on the side so I can strip the mag, even right here, remove the toe for one-handed manipulation, get it back into the fight quicker if I need to. But I'm not gonna print. So when I'm running concealed and I have my garment over here, I don't have some, you know, gigantic 3-gun, which is perfect for 3-gun, but for every day, function-wise, a gunfighter setup, this is what I'm gonna use, all right? Now, my mag pads, as I'm right here, I've got these, they're textured, they're a little bit wider, but still not wider than when we took out the material right here to narrow this out, so I could still get in here and get a positive purchase on this to strip the mag out, okay? That toe that hooks out right here. So if I'm down to one arm, say, you know, worst case scenario, I'm having a real bad day. I get 8,000, 9,000 rounds through my Glock. That recoil spring's starting to get a little bit tired. I get a Glock double feed, which doesn't happen very often. Well, to fix that double feed, I got to strip that mag. So I can get it down here, release, use that toe, strip off of that, rack that gun, get it back in the fight, use my gunfighter sights to sit here, you know, rack it right off my belt as such, get it back into play, you know, and continue to ballistically problem solve. So this is a purpose-driven set of accessories for the Glock. Does it make your Glock look cool? I really don't give a shit because it works. All right, so that's what we're about. That's what the gun company's got. Go check them out.